Hello and welcome to PHP RSS Part 19, where we are going to go over the Twitter scripts, the scripts that talk to Twitter and make Twitter do this kind of stuff. As you can see, I've got in here, I'll just go through and explain. There's one new tweet since I started this, and there should be another one here in a minute. But let's see what the construct is going to be here. Essentially, we've got our name and all that, and this is done by Twitter itself. So what we're building here is where it says United States and then this pointer arrow greater than or whatever, and then the title of the page that's below it. And then you go here and there's a link. So I'm going to explain all of this and how it works in the scripts. There are 3 scripts that are involved here, 2 of which I did not write and I do not understand and do not care to understand. And I'll explain these to you real quick like. This is a class and it's called twitteroauth.php, twitteroauth.php. And essentially this is a whole bunch of code written by this guy here, Abraham Williams, and this may or may not be his current address. You can certainly go to his website and look for more up-to-date versions of this or whatever you want to do. And this is one of the 2 scripts that he has written that communicate with the Twitter application program interface. And these are once we've gotten our credentials from Twitter to be able to tweet, this is what's going to interface with Twitter and cause the tweets. Now there's one script that I did write, so we're going to go ahead and get into that now. Now I'm going to skip through a little further on down to the bottom here, and I'm going to show you how this interacts with those 2 scripts I just described to you. You're going to get a consumer key from Twitter, a consumer secret, an OAuth token, and an OAuth secret. There are 4 lines of code that are going to come from Twitter. Those 4 lines of code go in here, and we will do this after we open the Twitter account, or we've already opened it, but once we access our Twitter account and set up our tokens and everything in the API, we're going to put these in here, and that's going to be in the next video. So then it requires the Twitter OAuth PHP, and Twitter OAuth PHP also requires OAuth PHP. So I'm going to give you all 3 of these in text form. They're going to be .text, and you need to copy them down exactly and change them to .php. The only one you're going to edit is this tweet cron. Do not touch either of the Twitter OAuth or the OAuth files, or things won't work. So they just have to be sitting there in your system where these can get to them. So we'll go through this and I'll show you what's what. Alright, include once, scripts connect all PHP. We've seen this before, and all of our scripts pretty much require it. And this is the connection that connects us to our database. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to run a query, and we're going to select from feeds where tweet equals 0, order by log time descending, limit 1. Now what that means, and I'll go over here to the database and show you, this is tweet. Every time your cron adds a new story to your database, tweet is going to equal 0. Now right now I got 404 stories. I don't know if anything new has come through, but let's see, because I've got my cron working, and got to log back in. Let me go ahead and do that. So it was 404, now it's 405, so it did pull a new story. So I know my cron is working. Oh, by the way, on the cron, if you have put the cron in and there's a time difference between your server and the last time you ran a cron on your local server, the server that you put it on has to catch up, or else it's not going to add new, it's not going to update the feeds list. Just thought I'd let you know in case you put it on there and it doesn't seem to be working. That's why. Okay, so your tweets are going to say 0. So what it's going to do is it's going to go in here and it's going to pull the very last record, the latest record, with a tweet of 0. And that's this record right here. So go back to the script. So it's saying grab that record, limit of 1, and then we're going to open the Twitter variable as empty because we're going to need it down below to construct our link. So while row equals fetch array query, this query right here, FID equals row ID, feeds ID equals rows feeds ID. You can see all this. No need to go through it all. But I will go through this. Substring is what gives you the maximum number of characters. And there are three elements to this that we're going to do. I do location, and then I put this little thingy here, the greater than sign, and then I do .title, and then I do the HT or the link. I've got a space in mine. You may or may not want a space in yours, but I have a space in mine, and then you're going to want to change this address to whatever the address of your site is. And if you have your system in the directory of news like I do, you're going to want to put the news. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to put a link to the detail page .php question mark FID equals, and then you're going to close that out, and then you're going to append this FID1, which is the ID of the record that we just caught. So this is going to construct this line right down here. Let me go back to Twitter. And as you can see, a new tweet has come out as well. That's going to construct this line right here that's going to build our tweet. So we go back over here. This is what I just, this closes out that entire loop right there. And this is what interacts with Twitter and tells these other files what to do in Twitter. And the tweet is post statuses array status Twitter. So this string Twitter right here, that's what it's going to tweet. And then all we have to do is tell our database that we've tweeted this. So we go down below here and we have another SQL command equals update feeds set tweet equals 1. Now you remember here where tweet equals 0, we're going to set tweet equals 1, where ID is the ID here that we pulled that record from. So that's going to then tell our database to make that record a number 1, and then it's just query equals MySQL query blah blah or die. In other words, if it can't do that, it's going to throw an error, and we're going to see that error when we try this through our browser. Once this works, we're going to put this in our cron, and we're going to set it on a time interval. And for my case, because this particular feed doesn't pull a whole lot of stories real quick, I'm just going to start out with one story every 2 hours. That's going to give me 12 a day. And then I can monitor it and see how many stories I'm getting. And if 12 a day is too little and I can go up to 24 a day, I will. This particular Flora blog, I get about anywhere from 500 to 800 stories coming into this one per day. So I've got this set to tweet about once every 5 to 10 minutes. And this goes pretty often, but you don't need to go that often. So anyway, let's go back home here, and this is our new account that we had just started up, our test account that we started in our other side there. And in the very next video, we're going to go in here and I'm going to show you where you get those pieces of information that you need for the Twitter API. So thank you very much. Please check in on the next video. If you like this, comment, rate, subscribe, and thumbs up are always nice, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.